local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, we'd like to welcome you inside the new Lloydminster Nissan, where you can get 0% financing OAC on the ever-popular Nissan Rogue and Kicks models. And right now in our service department, you save 25% on AC work to set you up for the hot summer months ahead. Believe me, the heat is coming. And until the end of June, you get 10% savings on oil changes all month. And again, that's all makes and all models here at the new Lloydminster Nissan. Executive Director of the Lloydminster Native Friendship Center, Deborah Munroe, and Jolene McGillis is an intake worker with the Native Friendship Center. They join us to talk about Indigenous Peoples Day and the artesian market that they're hosting on Saturday. We'll also check in with Synergy Credit Union CEO Trevor Beaton and Synergy Vice Board Chair Melanie Bonnah regarding the announcement that Synergy Credit Union, Cornerstone Credit Union, and Connexus Credit Union will indeed be merging after a successful membership vote. Superior Water specializes in nothing but water, and with over 22 years in the business, they're proud and confident that their water and service is superior. For iron filters, water softeners, reverse osmosis distiller, chlorine removal, and H2S odor removal, you can give Superior Water a call, 780-875-6636, or visit them at their 57th Avenue location right beside Sheepskin Loft, and stay hydrated with pure, clean water. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste. After all, it is superior water. Well, both the Saskatchewan and Alberta premiers were in Lloydminster yesterday to unite in their support of the oil and gas industry and what they see as federal interference. And they also called for an end to the national self-sabotage. Lloydminster was the perfect place to hold the first Alberta and Saskatchewan caucus get-together, with both provinces sharing costs in policing, education, and of course healthcare. And in the border city, and the premiers were asked about replacing the aging Lloydminster Hospital. For Premier Moe, the answer was to get in the queue.
I don't have an answer on a Lloydminster Hospital today, but I would say that we are constantly looking, and in the case of Lloydminster, alongside the province of Alberta, as to where our next investments are from a healthcare, acute care, hospital bed perspective. Where they need to be located, what is the age of the infrastructure, and all of that is going through that process all the time.
Meanwhile, Premier Smith says Alberta is taking a different approach.
We're trying to assess where the acute care beds are needed, because in fact what we found is that we need to have more home care, more long-term care, more mental health and addiction spaces, and those are the spaces that we're trying to build first, because we have many of our hospitals where patients who are alternative levels of care are actually in acute care beds. So that's the first step that we want to take.
Both premiers and caucuses will meet again in Lloydminster, but no date was provided. The Filipino Festival will take place this Saturday, Bud Miller Park, and Doused Antonio told us it's one of the biggest Filipino festivals in Canada, and the event is open to everyone who'd like to experience the Filipino culture. And that includes some children with Filipino heritage that maybe have never stepped foot back in the Philippines.
Our main purpose basically is to remind everyone, especially our younger generations of Filipino Canadians, and inculcate among us the values, the traditions, and the customs of us Filipinos as a nation as well. So, most of us, I have mentioned, a lot of us here, we've been here for years and decades, and our young kids grow up here, basically, are born here, and probably they don't know about who are we as Filipinos. So it's a high time for us to remind them and inculcate among them those values. At the same time, it's one way to reconnect with one another.
The foot parade will kick things off Saturday morning at 9 a.m. That will be followed by opening ceremonies, a fashion show, entertainment, games, and food. Vermilion River Lawnmower Racing will hold their first of 3 major racing events this Saturday on their lawnmower track at the Vermilion Ag Grounds. Heine Westergaard told us they've built a track that is perfect for multiple size lawnmowers and engines.
And then in May of 2024, we started construction. And in the course of a month and a little bit, we had put together a track. Our oval on the outside is 980 feet. We have a 1,200-foot inside road track, so we take and divide up for classes. And we have a 680-foot track for our stock tractors, just because they're a little bit slower machine and they don't need quite as long a track to take and get done what they're going to do. So 7 kilometers an hour versus 57 versus 107, a bit of a different requirement for the machines. So
races start at 2. The event also includes a car show. Entry is $5 per person, 12 and under get in for free. Donna Schellenberg is hoping to get more healthcare professionals on board for a website that connects health professionals and makes it clear what types of services are available in our community.
Our physicians and our medical community don't understand necessarily what is available here, and so they'll send people away to go and find things. I had a client recently that had been sent by a physician here to a physiotherapist in Edmonton. Just so happened that physiotherapist knows me, and she just said, "Why are you here? Why are you traveling all the way to Edmonton to see me when you could go see Donna in your own community? Why would you do that?" And it was to do with reproductive health and to do with pelvic floor and some issues after having given birth. But she didn't know, and her doctor didn't know that we had available resources here.
Donna says she's worked with the city, Startup Lloydminster, and the Chamber of Commerce to reach out to healthcare professionals and is hoping they'll take the time to fill out the information provided or reach out to her for more details. You can check out our show from Tuesday if you want more information. Cupcakes for Caregivers is a great way to thank those people in our lives who make a difference every day. This could be a nurse or a doctor, but also might be a teacher or a bus driver or even a family member. Nominate them today by sending an email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. Cupcakes for Caregivers is proudly brought to you by Sobeys Lloydminster and the Lloydminster and District United Way. With the closure of both television stations here in Lloydminster, Live with Kurt Price, along with Vidir Images and Forges Media, will be broadcasting the 2025 parade this year. We're very excited to continue a tradition that goes back some 60 years, but we can't do it without our presenting sponsors, which are Lloydminster and District Co-op as the presenter, as well as help from the Gold Horse Casino and the City of Lloydminster. You can catch the Lloydminster and District Parade broadcast, available on Facebook and YouTube, on July 9th at 10 a.m. Just follow Live with Kurt Price. Time now for Live in Lloydminster. This is a weekly feature that we do that includes everything entertainment and more. It's your insight into upcoming shows, and we start with what's new at the Vic.
Summer is here, and I know that everyone is trying to spend as much time possible at the lake. Trust me, so am I. But when you get back, oh my goodness, do we have some amazing shows for you. Hi everyone, I'm Sierra Bennett from the Vic Juba Community Theatre, and I just wanted to share with you all some of the amazing shows that we have coming up in the fall. In October, on October 4th, we have Menopause the Musical 2. This one, I've seen some clips from it and it looks amazing. I'm so excited for this to come here. I think it's going to be a great time, so be sure to check it out on our website, vicjubatheatre.ca. A few days after that, we have Jess Moskaloot coming on October 7th, serenading us with some of her amazing country music. She sounds so amazing live. I heard her at the SCMA Awards when they were on at the Vic Juba Community Theatre, and I was just absolutely blown away. Later into October, on October 24th, we have local talent Eleni performing, who is currently on tour right now, which is really cool. You might know her from her experience at the Junos. She's really all over the place. You might know her from Spiro's. We're so excited to have her and for her to take the Almer Chevrolet stage. Then on November 15th, we have Quick Dick McDick coming back. Now, I had an interview with Kurt Price with Quick Dick McDick, and he was so funny, he was so nice, and he says even if you've been to one of his shows before, there is something new for everyone. So those are all of our shows coming up in the fall that I'm most excited for. Also, we are super excited that we will be announcing our 2026 Dr. H.A. McDonald's season very soon. So stay tuned to our socials because we'll be announcing it there. But yeah, we're so excited to share those with you guys, and we hope that you have a fabulous summer. I'll still be here on What's New at the Vic though, so don't miss me too much. Have a good one, hope to see you there. Oh, also one more thing. Our box office hours for the summer are now Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Hope to see you there.
And showing at May Cinema 6 with 2 shows nightly and with Saturday and Sunday matinees, you can check out Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, and the new Disney movie Elio. Also playing nightly, the rom-com The Materialists, as well as showing on Saturday and Sunday matinees. You can also see Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, and Ballerina with 2 shows nightly. And new at May Cinema 6, check out 28 Years Later. This is the 3rd installment of the popular 28 Days Later series, and we find a group of survivors on a small island. When one group leaves the island on a mission into the mainland, they discover secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected, but other survivors. 28 Years Later stars Jack O'Connell, Ralph Fiennes, and Aaron Taylor Johnson in a can't-miss entry into the apocalypse movie genre. You can check out 28 Years Later and all current movies and upcoming movies and get tickets now at maytheaters.com. And very shortly they will be starting their daily matinees, and May Cinema 6 is also open on Canada Day. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have details on Indigenous Peoples Day happening on Saturday, as well as the Artesian Market.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal. And that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with a Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
BioClean Disaster Services is committed, certified, reliable, and will help you get your life back. What BioClean Disaster Services wants to do more than anything is take care of you and your family. If a disaster hits, call the local restoration company, BioClean Disaster Services. They're not only Lloydminster's local restoration company, they're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. And taking care of your belongings and taking care of your property is so important, but more than anything, it's taking care of you and your family. 1-833-246-8326. Well, welcome back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan. We are excited to have Executive Director of the Lloydminster Native Friendship Center, Deborah Munroe, with us, as well as Jolene McGillis, who's an intake worker and has been on the show before with us as well. And so we're happy to welcome Jolene back to the program as well. There's a lot going on Saturday at the Native Friendship Center. There is, lots of stuff to talk about, but I want to get this out of the way first. There is an artisan market. Artisan, not artesian apparently. Artisan market. So thanks for being here, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk about Indigenous Peoples Day and what it means. What's the meaning behind Indigenous Peoples Day?
So the meaning behind it is, the day is dedicated to Indigenous people. And for us, it means showcasing and sharing our culture and our traditions. So we are hosting a day of celebration. So it's just celebrating Indigenous people and allowing us to show our traditions and dance our dances and express our culture.
And sharing that.
And
it's not just
that.
for, it's sharing with.
It's sharing it just so others can learn what Indigenous people are all about. And we welcome everyone to come and learn about our culture.
Tell us what you've got going on with as it pertains to Indigenous Peoples Day, not the artisan market, but the Indigenous Peoples
the day itself. So we have a few things happening. We will be setting up in the morning for the day. So we will be putting up our teepee that day, and we'll have a teepee teaching for our staff. Like an elder will come in and set up the teepee with us. We'll start the day just around noon with an elder who will open our day with an opening prayer. We'll host a lunch as well, and then the fun stuff will begin.
Let's talk about the fun stuff.
The fun stuff. So the powwow dancers, we have some traditional First Nations powwow dancers coming, and they will dance for everyone. And we also have our Métis jiggers coming as well, so to showcase that. And we have a live band as well that will be playing throughout the day, and people can dance. And we have a drum group with the traditional dancers. They will be drumming, so everyone can dance.
Who can come do the teepee raising?
Well, it's not really, anyone can come in and watch us do that. And if they want to learn how we do that, they're more than welcome. But that's not on our program. It's prior to the event, so we'll be doing that first thing in the morning at 9 a.m. If people do want to come watch us do that, they're more than welcome to come do that.
If you want to get up early on a Saturday.
Yeah, if you want to get up early on a Saturday and see us put up the teepee and learn some of the teachings of the teepee, you're more than welcome to join us for that.
Is there a cost for lunch?
Not at all. Not at all. We have some very generous sponsors, so our event is free to the public.
Everything is free?
Everything is free, except of course our artisan market vendors. They will charge for their products.
Let's talk about the artisan market. Tell us about what you've included in it.
So I think there's going to be some that are going to be selling their ribbon skirts handmade. There's going to be beaded earrings. I imagine that some of them are going to be different aspects of Indigenous culture, crafts that they have handmade that they will be selling that day.
And we also do have a vendor who makes her own medicines, and she will also be on site that day. So traditional medicines will be there.
What time does it start?
The 12 o'clock. Like we start.
Everything starts at
everything
noon?
starts at noon with the lunch, and then we kind of go from there.
Why do you hope people will come out?
just to celebrate us and learn our culture and come out and experience friendship.
So you said you've got a lot of great sponsors on board.
Yes.
Can't do this without them, can't make it free for everybody without that. But I don't know if I've ever seen the Native Friendship Center charge for anything.
We try not to.
Yeah.
We try not to charge because we're here to support the community.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reduce barriers to folks, so that's why we don't charge.
And it's easy to find the Native Friendship Center as well.
Yes, we have 20 in Alberta.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anything that I'm forgetting about?
I think the one thing we didn't mention is there will be a corner for the kids to have.
Yes.
We have 2 Indigenous crafts we're going to do with them. One will be a little mini paper teepee and a little sleepy bison. And we'll have some little tattoo pens and chalk and all the stuff that'll be fun for the kids too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything we're forgetting?
Anything we're forgetting? I don't think so.
No, I think
we covered it all.
Just want people to come out.
Yes, we just want to see people come out and, celebrate with us, share a meal with us, and, come make a new friend.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine, we'll be there.
Thank you, ladies.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll take a break and we'll be right back here to talk about the big credit union merger.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at LNA CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LNA CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LNA CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Are you looking for a vibrant lifestyle without the hassle of home maintenance? Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster, where active living meets comfort for adults 55 plus. Enjoy maintenance-free living in your own one-story spacious villa and spend more time doing what you love. The community of Wellings offers modern amenities and the freedom to live life on your terms. Visit Wellings of Lloydminster, 3211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side, and online at wellingsoflloydminster.com. Well, there was a big announcement yesterday that concerned Synergy Credit Union as well as Cornerstone Credit Union and Connexus Credit Union. But for us, it's all about Synergy Credit Union and the big merger that will be happening. And it will be happening fairly soon. The membership has clearly voted yes to this new merger that will also see the credit union and Connexus and Cornerstone Credit Union have new names. So we were excited. We were able to catch up with Synergy Credit Union CEO Trevor Beaton yesterday, as well as Synergy Credit Union Vice Chair Melanie Bonnah. And we talked to them in regards to this huge announcement. And we want to thank them for giving us some of their time.
Thanks, Kurt. It certainly is. We're thrilled about the outstanding results of our merger vote and the positive results from all three credit unions that we could announce today.
So I guess the biggest question, Trevor, would be, you've tried this before and it didn't go. Why now? Why do you think now, and not just now, but out of all three credit unions, out of Connexus and Cornerstone and Synergy, Synergy had the highest approval, the highest yes vote that there was. What do you think is the reason behind so many people now agreeing to do it, and what has changed, do you think?
Yeah, and it's a great question, Kurt. I think one, just the environment is different than it was back then, for sure, around what was going on back then with maybe the wheat pool and consolidation of various things in the province that maybe weren't going as well as what people had hoped or they'd been promised. The other part is our team, our staff has known about why we needed to do some of these things for a long time. So their head was in this game. They were on the team. This wasn't a surprise to them, and they were on side. As I said to anyone that wanted to ask questions or is your team on side, go ask them. And they were, and they were there to educate our members and make sure they knew why we were doing this and what was going to be the benefit to them. And that's a big differentiator. And we reached out to thousands upon thousands of members to educate them and make sure that they were aware that we wanted them to vote. We wanted them to use their voice, and they did. And we're very thankful for that.
What was the engagement like?
The engagement was fantastic, especially in credit union governance world. Like, we had 19% of our members, over 19% of our members actually vote in governance matters. Melanie can tell you, but it's probably closer to 1% or less. It's a lot of people. We love them to want to be more involved. That's their right in a cooperative, and they don't always take that. So we connected with well over 10,000 of our members to educate them one-on-one, and then from there did a lot of work to try and make sure that they would vote, whether we emailed them or direct messaged on digital banking or reached out by phone or across the counter at the branch.
So I know that you spent some time in Synergy Credit Union engaging with people who were coming in, meeting them as the new CEO of Synergy Credit Union and talking to them about this merger. What did they tell you were their concerns, and how did you manage to alleviate that?
Yeah, no, great question. Yeah, when I did my Meet the CEO tour, I guess we called it back in January, the merger was top of mind for a lot of people, and they got to tell me what they were thinking. And a lot of it was they were worried about their branch, they were worried about community involvement, and they were worried about the people that they trusted, that they got service and advice from every day. And as we went through that and we finished the business case, and when our board saw that and was able to make the commitments that we did, that really started to alleviate a lot of those things. When we knew there was no branch overlap amongst all of our communities, when we knew that all the engaged employees that want to be part of this organization will have a place. Won't be the same as it is today for everyone, but that can be just as new and exciting as it is anything else. And then our community investment that we've committed to maintain a 5% amount that would go back to all of our communities and have the local decision making both around that and the service. So we really listened to our members, whether it was through online surveys or whether it was face-to-face, and then took the data from our business case and due diligence to be able to make the right commitments to satisfy that. And that really was Melanie and her fellow directors being able to do that.
Melanie, what has it been like for the board to listen to concerns and to answer those concerns? But you must certainly, as a board, have had your own concerns as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been very lucky. I think the conversations that we were able to have were really transparent, and we were able to say, these are kind of our core values. These are what we're, what's important to us and what we're not willing to give up. And we need to, take care of our communities and our membership. And I think it was great that actually all three organizations were largely on side with those kind of same things.
How does the board change? I know there'll be 3 representatives for Synergy Credit Union. Will it be a board made up of only 3 people though? How will the board look?
So the future board of the new organization will be a board of 12, 3 from Synergy, and then in future years it will be, you can just run from wherever you live. You don't have to be necessarily in a Synergy area or a Connexus area or whatever.
Right. So was there concern from members saying, why would we want to give up this power sort of thing? Would you say that was the biggest concern of having total control? Was that what you were hearing from people the most?
I mean, people are concerned about things like that. But I think, in the future, we will be one organization. So we'll be all working towards the same goals. And whether, you live in Lloydminster or Saskatoon or whatever, you're working towards the same things, which is the strong organization and, taking care of your communities.
And Trevor, what do you think is the biggest reason that Synergy said, we need to do this right now, and how that transferred over to your membership to convince them that, we do absolutely need to do this?
Yeah, and I think what we've done for a long time, and very proud of being a first quartile organization in financial services with what we've done with our people. Our human service has always been a differentiator for our 80 plus years of history. And we've always strived to do as much as we can on the digital side as well. But that has been really, really difficult as we've had to collaborate with lots of different organizations to get done what we want, and not always as fast as what we wanted either. So by moving these 3 organizations together, we're taking spends that we were each making individually and been able to consolidate them together. And that is really exciting for what we think we can bring in the future. Won't be day one, but it's as we can consolidate these systems together, I'm confident our digital banking will be one of the top in the country as we move forward, because we'll be able to move in an agile framework and be able to get things done quickly as organizations to satisfy our members' needs.
The other thing that I heard a lot of was security. There's so much security and so much cost involved with that. So Melanie, I'm wondering from the board's perspective, if that and what Trevor is talking about now about the future of credit unions, how much of a concern that was, and saying this absolutely needs to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Those 2 items were definitely top of mind. And it's a positive to make a choice like this, make a move like this when everybody is doing well, right? So let's bring 3 strong organizations together to make it better, rather than, somebody who maybe is struggling to meet the needs.
So being on the outside looking in to Synergy Credit Union, but also I am a member myself. So Trevor, when I hear you talk about digital, right? Yep. To me, I go, I've never had a problem. So why would that concern me at this time?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I do, and I don't want to bring it that we've had a problem with our digital. That's maybe not where I'm coming at, but the features, benefits, and as many things as we can have for our members to be able to self-serve in ways that they want. They're not all going to want to, and I'll use an example here of, let's say you, Melanie, and I all want to book an appointment. You might walk in a branch, book an appointment. Melanie might phone us and book an appointment. Trevor might want to do it online, right? So same event, 3 different ways of doing it. So it's trying to keep up with all of these channels for members on their preferences and that's just one part of every member experience, right? If we were talking about this is for a mortgage, then Trevor might want to take it all the way through digitally the entire time. You might want it human assisted all of the time. And so I think we've done exceptional at that human assisted approach for decades and decades. And now it's a matter of, can we match that in the digital side as well? And as you mentioned earlier, the cybersecurity side of this, the regulatory pressures, as you mentioned, why Melanie said why we're strong now and want to maintain that is all around those risks and making sure that they are mitigated as much as possible. This
takes effect on really January 1st, but will we see things change? Will members see what's the first change we'll see? When will we notice that? Like, will we in January 1st say, oh yeah, we forgot, we voted for this? What's the first thing we're going to start to notice?
Yeah, and that's a great question. I don't fully have the answer for you now, Kurt, other than we will announce the name that's chosen under the three credit unions. The new CEO will be announced. So those will be coming later this summer. And then we need to really work on our integration plan and what does day one look like. So those are yet to be determined, but what I can promise you and all of our members is we will communicate early and often and make sure that you're aware and that we support through all of those changes, whether some of them happen January 1st of 2026, July of that year, on, because there'll be probably multiple dates that we will do multiple things as we go through. The integration here is not small. It'll take, in many ways, a couple years.
And Melanie, will the board have a say? Is that who will decide what the new name of the new merged credit union will be?
No, those choices are made by an external consultant.
Oh, really? Okay. Mm-hmm. That I did not expect that. I thought,
yeah, they're recommended by them. In the end, these choices are board endorsed. In the end, though, Kurt, I guess is the easiest way to put the stamp on that. But we use external consultants to get the work done, to validate. We don't just sit in a room and put up our hand and vote as to which of the three names is going to work. There's math and science behind all of this work.
Will we see a reduction in? I'm one of these people that, I know we talked about digital, but I really like being greeted at the front when I walk into Synergy Credit Union. I really like somebody asking me how my day is, where I'm headed, if I need help with something. That's maybe something that you don't get everywhere. I appreciate that. Are we going to see that change?
From my perspective, no. That what I would say right now is those that you, other than I can't make anyone sign lifetime contracts, I guess, Kurt, but we hope to provide smiley, happy, competent individuals to serve our members all the way through whatever journey they need, whether it's something simple like cashing a check to something more complicated like planning your retirement savings. So,
for you personally, Trevor, how has this been, becoming the CEO and then knowing you might not be the CEO in about a year?
Well, yeah, I think part of the role as CEO is doing what's best for the 27,000 members that allow me to be here from the start. And so it has been a fantastic journey to work with our teams to, one, ensure that this is the right thing through due diligence in the business case. So I got to work very closely with our board through that process and our partners, and then to work with making sure that our members made an informed choice. So, and we have an amazing team. We have an amazing membership, and so it's an honor to do what I've done so far, and we'll see what the rest of this year we have to run as Synergy Credit Union until January 1st as well. And I look forward to being as much of a part of the new organization as possible.
88.7% said yes. Trevor, it doesn't sound like you were surprised at all, just talking to your team at Synergy Credit Union. But Melanie, were you surprised it was that high?
No, to be honest, any conversation that I had with membership as well, like it was all very positive. And I mean, as much as I'm thrilled to see the level of support, I'm also thrilled to see the level of engagement overall. So that was not a terribly surprising outcome.
Do you think, I see Connexus at 87, Cornerstone Credit Union at 86. Do you feel like they were surprised? Has there been much communication with these other credit unions to say, you know what, we're on the right path here. We thought this was the thing to do. Now we know it was the thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of communication back and forth, and I don't think anybody is terribly surprised at the outcome. We were all, very positive about this from the outset, and so I think those are really great results, and everybody involved should be proud of them.
Is there anything I'm forgetting to ask that you want your members to know, or well, maybe I'll ask this: From a standpoint of members, I know there's a lot of people that you know that I know that are also members, and we're talking about this merger, and we're discussing it behind the scenes kind of thing. You guys are very blunt with your answers when you go in. You can get an answer very easily. How do you think this affects the rest of the community, or does it at all? Like, how would you say it affects the rest of Lloydminster and the smaller communities that you service?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think the way I'd look at this is a couple things. One, we've made strong commitments to our branch network and our communities. We have exceptionally strong communities across the network that Synergy serves today, and we look forward to continue to support them all the way through. What this new organization will be able to do is grow with businesses bigger than what Synergy has been able to grow with before when it comes to the amount that we can lend and support in different ways. And I think we'll be able to invest in additional specialists that maybe we couldn't before. And all of those things become advantageous as we go forward. And when you think about the amount of money that will go back into our communities being 5% across the entire province, and we want to make sure that there is strong local decision making, not just in our community investment, but also in, as we've said, the decision making in each branch. So when it comes to lending or just all sorts of, there's so many decisions that get made every day to support our members that we want to make sure there's reasonable local decision making all the way through.
I had asked you, what the level of concern was, what people were concerned with, and you said people wanted to make sure you're still giving back, that you're still at that 5%. Did that surprise you? Did that take you by surprise that members sort of put their community ahead of not how this affects me, but I'm more concerned, are you going to keep giving back to the community? Does that surprise you? It kind of surprises me.
Well, yeah. So what I would say from all of our research, and I think this is still pretty true, a brand new member to Synergy is looking for the lowest rates and the lowest fees, or any almost FI. But what keeps them and what they value longer term when they're here is a lot of the other things around us, the support we give in the communities. And it's not just the dollars, it's probably as much or more the volunteerism, like the pancake breakfast the other day that was done with a bunch of seniors, right? Like those things make a difference to people. And we plan to continue to be big parts of our community. Those are the type of people that work for organizations like Synergy, Cornerstone, and Connexus.
Melanie, I want to ask you the same question. Did it surprise you to hear Trevor say that's the concern? People want to make sure we're still giving back to the community. We're still a part of this, of the communities that we serve.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm going to echo most of what Trevor said. It really didn't like that. We do hear that time and time again, that is what's important, is the community involvement and the community support. That's something that's really important to our membership, yeah, and important to us.
Did you get the feeling like people will hold your feet to the fire?
Yes, I did. and we've made commitments, and I mean that's part of the board's role, is to make sure that we're held to those. So we're ready.
And I had asked Trevor how this kind of affects him as the new CEO. How does it affect you and your board, Melanie?
Well, I mean, there's 3 of us from our board moving on to the new one, right? So we, much like Trevor said, we have to function as the board of Synergy until the end of the year, as well as we'll start the activities of the new organization. And then, yeah, we'll be, more engaged with the board members from the other organizations and making plans and getting things moving for January 1st.
And since it's been announced that the merger is going to go through on January 1st, 2026, what's your feedback been like?
Oh, very positive. A lot of support and very immediate. It was actually really wonderful to see how much people were paying attention and waiting for the announcement this morning.
Yeah, I would echo that from, one, got to tell our staff early this morning before members and the community knew. And so one, that's a joyous occasion to tell a few hundred of our team members that this is happening after all the effort that we've done to get us there. And then my inbox, social media, texts, etc., has been just full of messages and goodwill across the country. To be honest, the credit union system is a small group, honestly, across the country, and lots of congratulatory there, and lots from our members in the community at large. So really appreciate that support.
And now I'll ask, is there anything that I'm forgetting that you want people to know about the new credit union or the transition?
You want to start, Mel?
Yeah, I can do that. I guess I would just say a thank you to our membership and our communities for the engagement and the support. And we're really looking forward to what this is going to mean for the future, for the employees, for the members, for the communities, for the province, really.
Yeah, and if you don't know Synergy and haven't ever dealt with Synergy, give us a chance. We'd love the opportunity to earn your business.
Well, thank you both for giving us so much of your time. We really appreciate you thinking of Live with Kurt Price, and it's appreciated. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
A lot going on in Lloydminster this weekend. Hopefully you enjoy your weekend. Go Riders on Friday night. And we're back with you on Saturday. Yes, we've got a rare Saturday show. We're out at Asset Link with Asset Auctions. They are launching their auction, their huge 5-day auction. And we will be there on Saturday to help kick that off. And we'll bring you updates throughout the week as well. So that's Saturday morning, 10 a.m.